Before I start this video, I would first like to state that I am not a professional. Since when did YouTube become a bunch of professionals? Doesn't that take the fun out of YouTube? Wouldn't you rather have information from a dude like, yourself, just a normal dude, rather than someone that's getting paid to give you reviews and things? I would. So, I know my video quality sucks, but I'm just trying to establish a way of giving people information if they want it. So we'll start. This is Sly Tiger, and we will talk about UTG rails versus Midwest industry rails, and I'll just give you my opinions on this stuff. So I had an underfolder, a Yugo underfolder. I wanted to mount rails and all, and so I went for the UTG rails because I like having a cleaning rod on my rifle. And I saw a picture of a guy with a Yugo underfolder that had rails and a cleaning rod. So they were, I think, 50 something bucks, and they're not bad. I actually like the UTG rails. They make them for AMD 65s. They make them for Wassers, just a standard, Warsaw standard style of an AKM, and they work. They've never wobbled off like the Magpul handguards have. They just work. So for 50 or 60 bucks, I really think these rails, these Picatinny rails on the M70 and all the others work pretty damn good. Now the reason why I put this rail system, the UTG rail system, on my NPAP was because for an underfolder, it was starting to defeat the purpose of an underfolder. My friend the Immortal said the weight of my underfolder with all this stuff on it became as heavy as an M4 carbine with an M203 grenade launcher and optics and a PEC 15 or PEC 2 laser and 4 magazines. So that was getting insane and ridiculous. So I moved it to the NPAP. Now I'll probably be adding a Pimp Daddy Magpul stock. But now the good thing about these UTG rails, and UTG is not bad. I know they make some airsoft stuff and everything, but they're not bad. And I believe I've seen it may be like a Chinese, company or whatever, but I've seen a Ukraine war footage with what looked exactly like UTG rails on an RPK with a scope, and that guy was getting hits. So I mean, shit. They can't be that damn bad, but I've never had an issue with them. But yeah, you can mount them, I believe, to Ultimac, the Ultimac gas tube, the railed gas tube, I believe, if you start modding them. Now I do not know how to do that, and I do not believe that they are supposed to do that, but I believe it can be done. And the Ultimac lower handguards, this lower section here is a pain in the ass cost-wise. It's really expensive. So that might be a good option if you want, railed upper and lower handguards, to go with the UTGs. But so my newest addition, the Pat pistol, I figured I would do this thing right. I've always wanted to try the Midwest Industries, and I like the Picatinny rails. I've had a lot of issues with Allen keyed Magpul things wobbling off and everything. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna try to do this right. And since it was a relatively cheap gun, it was $4.99 with a brace and mags. I went ahead and just got the Midwest Industries rails, and to make a comparison, these may not be used by any kind of Navy SEAL shit or anything, but they are some of the finest rails I've ever used. They're just outstanding quality, and they're pretty sleek. And just give you a comparison, look at this rail right here. It's probably a good reference point compared to the receiver. And look how bulky the UTG rails are. So the UTGs are a lot bulkier, but I shot the shit out of this thing the other day and ran it hard for a little bit. Not, nothing too crazy, and nothing is wobbled loose yet. But from what I've seen, these rails are better quality, but the UTG rails are just fine. I would not cry if I had just UTG rails on a weapon. So I know they make them for AMD and the Warsaw Standard AKM and the M70, but they even have the grenade cutout. So for M70s, there's a lot of it's hard to find good rails. A lot of them will try to get you to cut off your grenade sight on like the Yugo underfolders and the Century M70s, which are actually outstanding. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Both are good. If I had to choose one, is it worth the $50 or $60 extra for these? Hell yeah, if you're really wanting to do it right from the beginning, yeah. But there's nothing wrong with those at the same time. But I do like these better. Thanks.